Morning flower friends, please excuse the construction noise. They don't usually work on Mondays. They usually work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I put off my videoing to the weekdays when they're not here, and what do you know? They're here. We have been putting up with this construction noise since May, and now this is September. And yeah, we're getting a little tired of it. But anyways, normally this is a nice quiet neighborhood, I promise you, and I'm hoping that this background noise is not too annoying. But that being said, I wanted to share with you today, I'm collecting seeds from flowers that are ripening. Their seed heads are ripening right now, and some I will toss into the garden to go ahead and germinate and do their thing over the winter, and others I will save to start or give away. So I'm just going to show you how I save seeds from my garden to plant more and or share with others. I know this has nothing with seed saving, but right now this lily is so perfuming the entire garden. If you've ever smelled lilies, I know you know how sweet my morning has been out in the garden. Let's get back to our seed gathering. So this is my Rudbeckia Black-Eyed Susans. And as you will notice, these seed heads here are getting dry. So usually I come along and rub to find if it's ready. Some are not, like this of course is not. So it's not gonna put out very many as you brush it, but that one is. So now I'm gonna get some scissors and a container, and I will just cut the seed heads off and have them drop into that container. For now, these ones I gathered, I'm just gonna drop down here, and they will go ahead and be on the ground, in the ground, and may sprout for next year. So here's my container. I use other things too. I've used little sour cream containers that I've cleaned up, etc. But I just go nip the head off, drop it into my bowl, and when I go to collect the seeds, I just rub it, pull it apart, etc. in here. I can even, if some of them, we had some rain, so if some of them feel a little damp, I'll let it sit and dry out. You may find some little critters on them. So here's another one. And yeah, this one's already been dropping its seeds. You can see some missing ones. Now, many times people will say, pick your biggest flower that had was the prettiest, and those are the ones you collect from. I've never been really picky about it. And I will just go in and harvest as many as I can. And my success I put down to being very generous with spreading the seed. Here I'm just doing the chop and drop method. Those little bits will compost in place. And if we were to have a long enough season, you can see, I don't know, can you see? Right here, there is another bud coming up. So that will produce a flower if our fine weather holds out longer. Now we can get a killing frost in October, or we could actually go through November without a killing frost. So I never know, and I just take it as it comes. I was hoping for a long, warm fall this year because, you know, summer didn't start for us until late June. I mean, it just did not warm up, so I can't help resist but chopping back anything I see that needs deadheading here. Okay, so that is how I collect seeds from my Black-Eyed Susans and how I will remove them here. Sometimes I'll just save them, and other times I'll just go around the garden and just drop these seeds on the ground where I would like more of the Black-Eyed Susans. So here are some daisies, and basically I have the same routine, and I need to get a different dish. So let's go ahead and collect some of these. Now these look a little worse for wear, because we had some rain, so that made them kind of get rather dark and mildewy, but you see the seeds are nice and dried in there. And this is a McDonald's cup. Those guys down there, I swear. Okay, we'll just collect a bunch of these seeds. Let me see if this one's dry. See, that one's got really is green inside. I'll leave that and let it ripen. These ones all here, whoops, that one fell. It's okay, I want them here. Now this is this one is the Crazy Daisy that had the short petals, and it was so unique. I just loved it. Short frilly petals. Now one thing about it, because there's so many daisies in my garden, these will not come true to this all the time. Some may, but they could have long petals, they could not be as fully ruffled. You never know because of cross-pollination what you will get, but you just know it will be pretty. So here is the hollyhock seeds. They too turned black, but you see how they're loose? These would normally be looser, except for, again, the rain. So there's the hollyhock seeds and how you collect them. And I can sow these right now as well. Here it is November here. I keep saying that. It is September. And if I planted these in my garden, they would overwinter fine and come up. They may come up before the first frost. I doubt it. But they would overwinter just fine. We're zone 8A. And then they would bloom next summer just beautifully. So how to collect it. Sometimes I'll just go in and nip off the entire seed head. You see, are you still on the camera up there? Nope. So right down here is one. Let me get rid of this leaf. These hollyhocks are going to be cut down anyways, but I would just nip off. Whoops, it didn't go in there. Well, be careful. If you want to save it, have it go right into your container. And usually I use a wider container just because it's easier to catch them than that one did. Let's see, is there one right there? You can see that one. So I'll hold it under there and pop it in there just like that. So I had a neighbor who moved away, so she's no longer my neighbor, but she wanted some seeds from these hollyhocks. And I said I would take some for her, as well as I have white ones and light pink ones, which I'm going to collect seeds for as well. And again, they won't always come true to the parent plant, meaning this was a red, and I had white and I had pink and all colors here in this garden, so I don't know what color I will get from the seeds. So here are some Feverfew. Again, bug, sorry, I didn't mean to overreact. So here's the Feverfew, and I would do the same thing. Put a cup under it, clip them into it, and spread them around. Because I try to mimic nature when seeding, I drop them now. Because if they're dried now on my plant, that means they are ready to go into the soil. Now these are cold hardy plants, therefore it doesn't matter, even if they'd started to germinate. For me, they would overwinter just fine. Most of them will not. We're cool enough that they won't. They'll just sit dormant. The seeds will sit dormant in the ground, and then come spring, they will sprout, germinate, and grow. And Feverfew for me could almost be like a weed. I pull it out wherever I don't want it. I call it editing. And then I just let it fill in, and this double is so pretty. I love this one. I have the single as well, but this just makes a pretty filler plant. Now this plant was much taller, and I cut it back after the first bloom, and you notice the second bloom is smaller. Now also that if you did like the Chelsea chop, I mean mid-May, mid or late May, the plants that had come up, if you chop them back, they will bloom later, but they will also bloom shorter if you want to keep it as a shorter plant. I've tried every angle here. So here's my delphiniums. Make sure I'm in the camera. And they don't usually look this gnarly because we don't usually get summer rains. And that's what caused these petals to dry up or get, I don't know, stick on here instead of just coming off. Usually I just see the brown seed pods. Let me see if I got any seeds left in here. Yep. So a lot of times I will just come in, cut down the whole stem of the delphiniums. Now these are the Dowdeswell delphiniums that I get the seeds from New Zealand. That one was a little green. I could have left that one on there. You see this one's a little green. I probably should have let that stay on here till it dried out. Let's see. This one over here, I'll do the same. Now, you can just let these drop to the ground and hope that you'll get some to sprout. I have not been successful with doing that here. have it germinate or come up by itself. But the plant itself does come back and each year and blooms beautifully. Well, that just fell to the ground, so that could maybe sprout. You can only hope. You never know. Some years they will surprise you and do that. Oh, this one bent over. So basically that's how I save my seeds for my delphiniums. And then I'll go in and I'll just open up each of these pods into this container. I'm pretty rough with it, and then they fall in there, and then I can use these to start more next year. Now these are my lighter blue colored ones. I have lost what I call the one called Cobalt Dreams, which is the dark blue, and I want to get another one. I did buy one at Annie's Annuals, and it didn't make it. I think the gophers ate it. I think this is a plant the gophers seem to love and will eat. And doggone, I just found another echinacea that has those asters yellow. I've had so many issues with that this year. So anyways, there's my delphinium. Sorry I got off track there. But how I collect the seeds, and as I said, normally it doesn't have these petals still on here. That was because we got some summer rain. So if you live in an area that gets summer rains, it may start to look kind of yucky with the leaves getting gnarly like that after a rain. But so collect the pods and the seeds inside of it. This is one of the Coleuses I grew from seed this last spring. Sorry, it's a dead Japanese maple there. And you see right here, this is a seed head starting to form or flower, and it will flower and then go to seed. I think I'm going to go ahead and let this flower and produce seed and see if I can collect them and see what happens next year, if I can sow these like I did this one. This one is planted here in this barrel, and it's doing beautiful. It's huge. This is one plant. And I loved the coloration of it. So I think I would really like to grow it again next year. So that's what I'm going to do. So it's an experiment, and I'll take you along as when it comes to the time to collect the seeds. But that is not ready yet. And I'm hoping this will bloom and go to seed before my first frost, which will kill this to the ground. Now, a lot of people do overwinter these indoors. I've not been successful with that. And since I grew this so easily from seed, it's not worth it to me. I have limited space indoors. So I would start more next year for sure, because I loved how mine worked this year. And they just filled in colorful foliage in spots like this that's part shade. This gets morning sun, afternoon shade right here, and just filled in beautifully, and I've loved it. And the ones I have on my back deck, I've loved those as well. So that's another thing I'm going to do next year. But that's how I'm going to collect seeds from this Coleus plant and the other colors I have if they go to seed too. Just look at this, you guys. I had to share. This is an Oriental poppy. Now the gophers ate all my other ones, and this one came up as a surprise. I don't know if maybe some seeds had fallen here or if one survived the gopher attacks from last year. But if this gets to finish blooming or come to bloom before it freezes, I'm going to be thrilled. There's 1, 2, 3 blooms on it, and I'm hoping the gophers continue to leave this alone because I will actually get to enjoy this Oriental poppy. Now, I don't know what color this is because, as I said, it was a complete surprise. But I grew these from seed using my winter sowing method. I will link that in the description box below, and you can see how I did that. And I'm going to do that again this year, I do believe, and try to grow some more. I would really love to get the white one and try to grow it. It is so pretty, and it has purple in the center. So that's my goal, but I have just been anticipating this all summer when I first saw the baby plant, but I prepared myself for the gophers to eat it so I wouldn't be disappointed. And so far, they've left it alone. I don't know what's going on, but I'll take it. Now, I don't have any seed pods on this one. On other plants, I do, but just look at the color of this. This was a volunteer here, so it just reseeded itself. Look at the size of those flowers. The front is this light pink, and then the back has a darker pink color. Oh, you can see the back of this one well. So that has just been a delight. And these smell so sweet, especially in the evening as the heat of the day is waning. It just is beautiful to enjoy. So this seed pod is ready. And these things are kind of sticky. So you pull them off. Let me see if look at that. Look at this. Look at the seeds in that. And then this one. Now I can see why they reseeded so readily. There's just a million seeds in one pod. And this is another one like the one I showed you that has like the lighter pink front. Whoops. Lighter pink and then the darker pink reverse. Just so pretty. This one is flopped over. I'm not sure why, but I can stake it. But here's another seed pod. That one looks like it dropped its seeds already. It did. So get them before they drop. Let me see. This one is not fully opened yet. So there's how you collect the Nicotiana seeds. And I'll show you my little seed packet that I have for these to put them in once I've collected them. I also have put them in tubs and left them, but I have little seed packets that I make and put them in, especially when I'm going to give them away. So now I've collected all the seeds. I was going to sit over there in that chair where I usually sit, but Reuben the kitty has taken it over. He was out roaming all night. He didn't come in like a bad boy. And now he's sleeping it off. His night on the town. Anyway, so printable seed packets. These are not big, but you don't need a big packet to contain a lot of seeds. So I just cut this out. I will have this printable available for you, and I'll submit the link in the description box below. But I just take regular scissors and cut it out. Cut this over here. And just follow the lines. Doesn't have to be perfect. Really doesn't. Now it has the little tabs because you're going to fold them down to make it like an envelope. And glue them, tape them. A lot of times I'll tape them, but if you have like a glue stick, like if you do, what is that, paper booking? What is that, what they do? Scrapbooking, that's it. I know they use fancy papers, that's why I thought of paper. Okay, so it's all cut out. And to make it easier to fold these little tabs, if you see the little tabs, a lot of times I would score it with, I have a little dotting tool for painting. What do they call that? I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen once I figure it out. I would score that. I guess I could do it with my scissors. Let's see how well it would do it with this edge of the scissors. Just score along the line. That just makes it fold a bit easier. Can you see down here? Yeah, you can. And there, yeah, just fold it right up. And I do that along all these lines. The inner line. Like somebody's dog is really getting rowdy out there. Barking and making a ruckus. Oops, that one didn't fold right. But you get the idea. Fold them all up. And here, let me do this one. Now this is where I would put the glue, right here along this, and then that will fold over those tabs, and that would seal it all the way around. And then I just score the top. And then that would go fold down. So now you have a cute little seed packet. Has a line here, you can put the name. And on some of them that I'm giving as gifts, I'll paint, because I do paint, decorative painting. I'll put a daisy, I'll put whatever flower it is right on it. And that decorates it. So there you go, an easy seed packet to put your seeds in. And so once it's all sealed, I would just, pop it open like this and pour the seeds in it. This little jar, this is a little Yoplait yogurt jar. I think they're just a perfect size for so many things. And whenever I have some of that yogurt, I save them, clean them up and save them. So there you go, a seed packet so that you can give seeds to your friends and make them cute. So I hope you enjoyed this little video of collecting seeds. There's many, many more. In the past, I've shown you how I've collected petunia seeds. In fact, I need to check my petunias to see if they're going to seed. They may be. Yeah, this is September 19th, so it's late September. It's getting cooler. The nights are getting down into the 40s. My tomatoes are already looking like they don't like that, so I need to cover my little DIY greenhouse that I have them in. So hopefully I can extend the season. That's my experiment anyways. And so collecting seeds is just part of this time of year. As I said throughout my video, sometimes the seeds like the daisies, rudbeckia, I also collect my echinacea seeds. I don't know if I showed that with you, but it's just like the rudbeckia and the daisies. I cut them off and they'll pull away from the little cone. You have your seeds. And coneflower, since I have so many colors, they will not come true to the parent plant. You will get who knows what color from those seeds. But I do have a video and a blog post on dividing echinacea so that you will get an exact clone of the parent plant and that same color. So that is how we do that. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and or share with your friends. And do come on back, or I will be sharing something else in my garden, my next garden chore for late September. All right.